Some 2000 years ago, the Chinese emperors thought that in order for China to be secured from these invasions, we should build a wall. What we call as Great China Wall, which its length is calculated from 800 kilometers to 3,500 kilometers. Anything between that length. And I have seen that wall. You can run tanks on that wall. So sturdy, so huge. It took almost 1,000 more years to build that wall, complete that wall. They built a wall protecting the entire prosperous South China from the nomadic invaders from the north. Now you all agree that China was not the only country invaded by outsiders. We also faced invasions. While China had open borders on its north, it was a plateau. We had huge mountains, insurmountable. We had small mountain passes called Khyber, etc., through which the invaders came. We fought the invaders, sometimes succeeded, sometimes failed, allowing them to come and conquer us and rule over us for almost 1,000 years, 800 years. Has it occurred to any Indian ruler that all that I need to do is to close the Khyber Pass? Why didn't it occur to us? Because that idea, that whole concept of strategic thinking, somehow we have lost it. One of the major reasons for losing it is our romanticism with idealism. Idealism per se is not wrong. One has to be idealistic. But we must also remember that in security, in diplomacy, it is not idealism, but the realism which is important. You have to be realistic. You cannot be just romantic. Unfortunately, as a nation, we have become a very romantic people. We have these great ideas about non-aligned movement. Various such ideas. Hindi, Chini, Bhai, Bhai. Chinese and Indians are brothers. Fair enough. But with these romantic ideas in mind, we forgot that diplomacy is not about romance. It's about something else. It's about your strategic thinking. It is said in political science that, in the relations between countries, what matters is not whether the neighboring fellow is your friend or not. There are no permanent friends or permanent enemies in diplomacy, in international relations. There are only permanent interests. In any relationship, one has to look at whether my interests, the interests of my country are protected or not. When we miss that point and when we stick to the romantic idea that no, making friendship with neighbors is ultimate, then we have a problem. Our problem is our romance with these ideas. We do not appreciate these concerns of our national security. You know, I have heard one leader in India saying something for popular reasons. This he is saying for popular reason. But I see a very strategic thinking behind that. You know, he said in one rally in Calcutta, he said, देखिए, आपके बाजू में बांग्लादेश है जिससे आप और हम सब परेशान हैं। मेरे बाजू में पाकिस्तान है, मुझसे वो परेशान है। दिस may look like a political statement, but this is also a strategic statement. A vision where, see, I should not be threatened by my neighbors. Rather, my neighbor should be in awe of me. He should be careful. You know, it's not about the weapons. It's not about the numbers, friends. India has nuclear weapons. What more lethal weapons do you need? You have a nuclear bomb. But can that nuclear bomb secure your nation? No guarantee. Because we have a romantic doctrine called no first use. हमने कमिट किया है दुनिया को कि नहीं, हम पहले यूज नहीं करेंगे। हमारे पास बॉम्ब है, वी हैव ए बॉम्ब, बट वी विल नॉट बाय ourselves यूज इट। सो यू हैव लोवर्ड योर गार्ड by one level. You said, okay, first bomb you have to throw. In order for my weapon to be useful, I have to get the first attack. And how do you know that first attack is not going to finish you off? But हमको अच्छा लगता है। देखिए, we are a country with values. We need values. I am not saying we should go without values. I am not saying that. But at least when you want to have such romantic ideas, you also have to develop that capability. Capability means, I tell you, one small example I tell you. Okay, you want to have this romantic idea na, that I will not have first use. I will not use it first because I am a principled man. Hindu dharma कहता है कि किसी को अन्याय मत करो, ठीक है? That means you will do it, you will use it second time. At least are you convinced that when I am forced to use it, that means somebody attacks me with a nuclear weapon and in retaliation I use it for the second time, there is no third use. Think about it. Are we ready for that? If there is a second use by me, you will not be there to use it for the third time. No, this is what is called strategic thinking. अगर मैं ये बोलूं तो खबरा जाए, you are a warmonger, बोलेंगे मेरे को. You want to annihilate humanity, हमको बोलेंगे. It does not mean you will use all these weapons tomorrow, but it is all about your thinking. हमारा थिंकिंग कहां तक जाता है? नहीं, हमारे पड़ोस में we have पाकिस्तान next door. कितना आर्मी है उनके पास? 5 lakhs? 6 lakhs? So we should have at least double the size of Pakistan's army. We have about 12 to 13 lakh army, 1.2, 1.3 million.